Hi, and welcome to NEMC Channel 6 Focus Program. I'm Joe Adair. I'll be your host today. And once again, we have brought Ben Delecke back to talk about the MACOMB Orchard Trail's proposed trail head project. Not real sure what that all is, so you're a good person to have give us some information on that. I think we all know what the MACOMB Orchard Trail is the bike path, the walk path. But what is a trailhead project?
Well, I don't know if this is just a name that I came up with, and I don't know if that's actually what it would be, but that's what I'm calling it. So,
works for me.
And the location of this would be where the trail crosses Fulton Street within the village of Armada. So it would be the west side of Fulton Street and the north and south of the trail.
So well within the 1 mile section that is the Armada Trail.
Correct. So okay. Yeah, it would be within that. So it's within the village limits. So, and how I started this was my welding shop, my office window looks out at the trail. So for years we've used the trail biking and cross-country skiing, but just a couple years ago, or was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year, yeah. Where they paved it.
Yep.
So then I would sit at my desk and I'd look outside because I didn't really want to do the paperwork that I had to do. And, and I'd see the increased amount of users, the bikers, the hikers, the skaters that were using the trail, and the increase in numbers of people was astounding. So then I'm looking at this and how many more people are using it. But then I'm also looking at the people that, where they're parking. They're parking in the elevator's driveway. They're kind of parking across the street. They're parking over here. They're parking over there. So there's a real need for parking. So that was kind of one of the things. And then a gentleman by the name of Walt Vors, who's an Armada resident, came to see me one day, and he had ideas for a sign and parts for a sign, and he wanted to put this sign on the trail somewhere. So he asked many people if they'd be interested in trying to get this accomplished. So I said, well, I'll look into it. So that's kind of the two things that spurred it. So after that, I went to I've been working on this for just about a year, I think. So last August, we went to a Friends of the Trail committee. We found out that really wasn't where we had to go. And then after that, been going to our MACOMB Orchard Trail meetings. So I had to kind of get permission from them. I had to acquaint them with the project. I've been to the village of Armada council meetings, and so now we're real close. There's an agreement between the Trail Commission and the village to allow this to happen. So, and what the trailhead actually is going to be is a parking area. It'll be gravel. There's a driveway that's in existence today, and it's a little bit south of the trail, and the village uses it to access the sewage treatment plant.
Right.
So once this is done, the parking area will be gravel, and it'll be just to the north of that driveway. So people will use that driveway and park on a gravel parking lot. The curb stops are actually going to be used railroad tie. So,
kind of appropriate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Recycle the trail.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the parking area. There'll be some signage there. Hopefully Walt Vors' sign gets put up, and that's a map of the downtown area in the village, and kind of highlights different businesses, or all the businesses in town. And then on the other side of the trail, we hope to have 4 park benches, 2 bike racks, and the bike racks I kind of think are cool too, because the bike racks are going to double as cross-country ski racks.
Okay.
So
now, do you have these materials? Are you looking for someone to sponsor these?
Well, actually, some of the materials I have, I've kind of been working on this project, like I said, for a year. So some of the stuff I've got in my travels. The last thing I wanted to do was come to a project and say, okay, look, I've got to get everything, and I've only got 2 weeks to do it, and we're going to start construction. So if you do that, you don't always get the best deal. So what I've been doing is looking here and here, and when I find something, then I've bought it. So I have the tray, I have the ties. I have parts for the bench. The benches are going to be similar to what's on the trail now. It would be that composite, so that you don't have to paint them. There'll be no maintenance. The steel will be powder coated.
So they'll last a while.
So everything, no maintenance. And then I kind of looked at the benches. So there's already a bench on the east side of Fulton Street, and the elevator has some landscaping there, and they nestled that bench in landscaping, so you have shade at certain times of the day when you're sitting on the bench. So I'm looking at the benches we're proposing, and they're going to be in the sun. So then I talked to a friend of mine who's a horticulturist, and I said, you know, it'd really be nice to have some trees. So he said, well, I'll donate you some trees. So hopefully we have the benches, the trees, the parking, the bike racks, and when they took the railroad out, there was 2 railroad crossing signs. So I bought one of those signs. So I have one of those signs. So I hope at some point in time to get that flashing light sign. I don't think it'll ever work again, but we want to put that up there too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So there's other long-range plans, but that's kind of the plans for today.
When do you kind of expect any of the construction or any of the real application to start?
Well, I'm not really sure because the way it's going is I tried to do this through the Trail Commission. The Trail Commission said that I couldn't do it on my own. So then I went to the village and proposed that the village get involved, and then I could do it through the village. They would let me do it, or let a group of people do it. So there's an agreement that has to be drawn up between the Trail Commission and the village. So right now, the village has signed one version of this agreement, and the Trail Commission has signed another agreement. So they're really close.
Still got to get a meeting of minds.
Yeah, so it's really close. And I think that it'll happen. I think, and I'm hoping that it can get the agreement finalized no later than sometime the end of September. So if that happens, then we could actually start at the end of September or October.
So somewhere in that time frame, you're going to be looking for some more help.
A lot of help. So everything is going to be done by donations being monetary and physical. So there's going to be a lot of work. We're going to have to have some pledges for certain things, but there's going to be a lot of labor that we're going to need. We're going to need to put the benches in. We got to dig holes, put the benches in, cement them in, level them. The bike racks, I got to make those some way that they can't be moved. So in the parking area, that's all got to be taken out. The topsoil and grass has to be taken out. I have to put gravel down. The parking curbs, we're really kind of hoping that there's somewhere in a neighborhood of 22 to 25 parking places. So it's going to be quite extensive.
That would be great. That could bring a lot more people into utilizing that trail.
Well, and that's what we're kind of hoping. And we're hoping to alleviate some of the congestion down there and then make that trail a little bit more user-friendly.
And comfortable.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to be out there in the hot sun, or you don't want to go 2 miles before you get to a park bench where you can rest. So that will make it much more accessible and much more comfortable for people to use. And, you know, maybe even get more families in there, because, you know, the kids can't go quite as fast or as hard as an adult does on a bike. So that'll give them some place to stop and rest. I think that's a great idea. I'm glad that you've spearheaded this and that you've pushed it and attended all of those exciting meetings to get it to the point
Some were
that
more
it's at.
exciting than others.
To get it to the point that it's at. So be sure and watch Channel 6, and we will keep an update that, you know, construction is set to start at such and such a date, and ask for volunteers. So a great way for you to get involved in your community is to help out on a project like this.
So I don't know when the project is actually going to take place, or when the construction is going to take place, but if you'd like to get a hold of me, call me at my welding shop. The number is 586-784-9853. The county had a cost estimate on just the parking area alone, and their cost estimate was $16,000. I think we can do the whole project for between $8,000 and $10,000, but I've got to come up with that amount of money. So in order to do everything we want.
That's where we need your help.
So, and that's what kind of this program is, to let you know what's going on, but also solicit donations, and be it monetary or physical. We're looking for both. So, and again, the parking, it's going to be at least 22 parking places.
It's a good amount of space.
Yes, yeah, so a lot more, and then we're going to have some version of, hopefully have some version of Walt sign, so then when people park there, they can say, well, hey, I'd like to go to lunch, or I'd like to go to dinner, or I'd like to get an ice cream, or, you know, I'd like to just cruise around downtown and see Armada. So we're really hoping to kind of not only do this for the trailhead, but actually bring more people downtown.
Now, is that painting different than the one that's at the Armada Village office?
No, that's the same one.
Same one?
Yeah.
So if you want to see it, come on down to the Armada Village office and you can take a look at it. It's sitting right on top of the file cabinet.
Yeah, so that's the painting, but there'll also be a map and a menu of what's in the map.
Yeah, directional signs are always good.
Yeah.
Ends confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate all your time into this. And as you know information, we'll let you know the information.
Okay.
So thanks for joining us on Channel 6. I'm Joe Adair. Keep watching.
Yep. And thanks for having me on this show.
Okay.